Let me ask you a quick question. How do you feel about Podziemski's performance in the Golden State Warriors? Because I think he's been doing really well.
Oh my gosh. Brandon Podziemski. Hey.
Yeah.
That is hilarious.
How do you feel, bro?
He had the calm season. His season was up and down. He picked up at some parts, but I know, like, again, he's one of the young G's, so he's coming up.
I heard that he got 15.5 points on the second half of the second season.
Yeah, he done his things though. He picked up the slack. 15.5 is not bad at all. Obviously,
5.9 rebounds.
Yeah, you need to relax. You need to relax, bro.
You thought I wouldn't know that, did?
No, you didn't pronounce his name right, but I hear it though.
Well, it is what it is. No one pronounced my name right, so
yeah, that's
we're all living the same life.
You allowed them to colonize your name, bro.
Okay, Michael. Okay, Michael. Like, you know what I mean? Your name is Michael, bro.
How are they meant to pronounce it?
Adaeze.
And how have you told her to pronounce it?
You know I'm reclaiming it.
It's too late.
I'm changing my life.
I got it, man.
Anyway, happy Father's Day, babe.
Oh, thank you so much, man.
Happy Father's Day. It's your first Father's Day.
Yeah.
And it means a lot to me.
Mm-hmm.
Well, it's not about me. It's not about me. I'm not saying it's about me. But
that woman complex kick.
No. It's not about me, but we're having this conversation because
there's something about women, yeah.
No, we're having this conversation because I'm so proud of you.
I appreciate that.
And it's from someone who's grown up in a single parent home, single mother. Obviously, I have a relationship with my dad now, thank God, reconciled a couple years back. But seeing it with my eyes, actually like watching you raise our child, like I'm so proud. So how do you feel? First Father's Day. And don't be holding that lapel mic like you're cool and stuff. Hold it properly, babe.
I'm holding it.
I see how you're holding it.
What's wrong with how I'm holding it?
Like, don't let it be all flimsy.
It's not flimsy, bro. Hey, it's
okay, but bring it down. Bring it down.
I know what I'm doing.
Right, you go. You know what you're doing.
I mean, every day for me feels like a Father's Day. That's the truth. Like, even when I'm holding baby, I still miss baby.
Yeah, he really does.
Like, yeah, I don't even let people hold him like that. I go with my friends keep saying stuff like, bro, you're not the only one that has. Well, they actually say to him, you're not the only one that has a dad, because he always.
When he sees his dad, he'll run up to his dad.
He's not running yet, but
yeah, in his way.
Yeah, but no, it's an amazing feeling. Yeah, it's an amazing feeling. I really don't know what else to say about it apart from it's an amazing feeling, and you know, by God's grace, long may it continue. Yeah, however long He may deem.
Obviously, you've done a good duration of fatherhood, and you've seen it with your eyes, but at the point where you obviously didn't know yet what it was going to look like, when I told you that I'm pregnant, how did you feel back then? Can you like think back to how you felt in comparison to how you're feeling now?
It wasn't received with the most comforting it wasn't received with the most uplifting of postures. That's what I would say, because you played a few pranks with me prior.
tell us about that.
So we were looking after our goddaughter. And, yeah, you kept saying, oh yeah, I'm pregnant. So I was like, oh man, sick. At one point I even said, oh, congratulations.
No, that you said congratulations when I was actually pregnant.
Yeah, I know. I don't even know why I said congratulations, but what else was I about to say? But the first was I was so over the moon. Then as time went on, like, it just felt like the boy who cried wolf.
Yeah, because it was a prank.
Yeah, it's not really the best of pranks. I wouldn't advise that to anybody.
Yeah, don't do that, because when you eventually you are pregnant. Yeah, your husband's not gonna know what to do with that information.
It's like, bro, like, you've taken all the joy out.
Yeah,
it's like popping the balloon when you have a baby reveal. Imagine someone doing that, and then you're expecting them to still be excited. Nah, bro. So yeah, I was certainly mixed in emotion. That's the truth. And I guess a part of me was just like, oh my gosh, like you know, the financial responsibility, the change of lifestyle and so forth. But it's been pretty seamless at this point in time. Obviously, there is still changes. Like, I can't just up and leave, which is a struggle.
Oh, you mean in your day to day?
Yeah.
Oh.
What did you think I meant?
You said I can't just up and leave. Like I can't just go.
That's gonna be your clickbait.
No, but I hear what you're saying. Like in your day to day. Yeah.
You know, I have to incorporate his schedule into my own, and take from there. Even yesterday when we went to go to Sarah's, I was thinking in my mind, like, when he starts touching school, we won't even be able to do this anymore. Yeah, because he was end up sleeping too late. Yeah, his schedule is his schedule. So that's gonna be so interesting. Obviously, there'll come a point where, you know, he'll be old enough and we could do whatever. He will just have to stay home and man himself. I can't up and go, but apart from that, it's such a joy. Yeah, so that's what I would say. What do you think, like, from your own dad? Have you've that guy is making noise, he wants to come. Is there anything that your dad did that you find yourself doing now that you really love, that you've carried that on? That's a good question. I never really thought about that. I feel like it's pretty subconscious, but like if you take a moment, you might be like, oh, my dad did that. Yeah. Let me think. Obviously, you can't remember what your dad was like in your infancy. But probably when you get older, it's more so the conversations that you're having, the aspects of actually caring. Or how is your line of work going? How is work? Or how is so and so doing? Or I haven't seen so and so for some time. How are they doing? That goes a long way, as a matter of fact, because often you don't really think of, you know, of that being said of fathers, in all due fairness. So that's like checking in emotionally. Yeah, subtly. Like, how do you feel like you've done that with baby as a baby though? I think there was a moment. It's just letting him express a little bit. Like, what do you like when he cries, or? Yeah, when he cries or something, or you know, I mean, like, and also just having the mindset that, you know, there's nothing in life that she should be holding on to tight, barring our faith. When the baby cries, it's just about putting into perspective. I mean, what he's crying about, you know, you don't understand, but reasoning with him in a way that is edible to him at his current stage of life, which is of course very, very hard. Yeah. But yeah, also just playing with him, you know what I mean? Playing with him is such a big deal. And obviously when he goes to his granddad's, I see how granddad interact with him. And you know how, you know, he says boy, that's and those mannerisms, I get that from me. That's from me. I'm not killing him, by the way. It's where he's you know, where he is, yeah, because you man want to stay woke about everything. Yeah, that's not going to be me though. Well, how do you feel like fatherhood has changed you as a man? It puts things into perspective. Nothing is that important. Very few things are of that importance, as a matter. And also on the flip side, it lets you know that life is precious, but in the same breath, you also understand that life is fleeting, because as another generation is coming in, his generation, another generation is fizzling out and becoming more brittle as the days go by. So it puts the whole thing into perspective and makes you realize that, you know, this really is the circle of life. Yeah. And so you welcome suffering more, because through suffering does joy come. Yeah. So that's one aspect. And in another breath, you realize again that nothing is worth the time that you're sacrificing away from your family. Nothing is worth the time. Family, your loved ones, and that includes friends and family. Those are your loved ones. Nothing that you invest your time in is worth more than those relationships. And I've listened to older people quite a bit. Sometimes I just type in what older people say on YouTube. Oh, is it? Yeah. You literally type what do you type? I just type what do people say when they're 70? Oh, okay. What do people say when they're 80? Yeah. So I'm not waiting for I'm not waiting to get there, or waiting to hear a 70-year-old come within my sphere and hear from him or from her, but I'm hearing what they say, and all of them relationship based. No matter how much money they made, they always emphasize relationship
with others.
Yeah, so that's just what I'm having in mind now as well.
So if you could go back to the fatherless, well, let's say to the not fatherless. If you can go back to the childless you, that's the one.
Okay.
But you're still married, and also the single you. What would you say to the childless you?
What would I say to the childless me? I don't think there's much I would say, because the childless me had a very colourful life.
Wait, hold on.
The childless me had a very colourful life.
I told this guy that his life is colourful one day, and he can't stop saying
it. Childless me was great. Like, he was doing his thing. I just probably tell myself to enjoy the moment even more, but there's nothing I would go back and say I would change or anything like that. I mean, if I was to tell anybody, enjoy the moment, because once the child comes, you have to change your life dramatically. You have to change your life far more than you think
right now.
Yeah, far more than you think you do. So yeah, that's what I would tell them.
So what would you say to single you, obviously about fatherhood and embracing, or like eventually getting to that place?
I would tell single me to be very patient, not to make no haste decisions, to stack up more money.
Right, is that what you would say?
I would tell my single self to save more money, because rainy days come for all, and ultimately rainy days, the farmer loves it when it rains, because it means his seeds grow. And so when rainy days come, it shows those who have prepared and those who haven't prepared. Now, of course, some things not everything is financial. You go deeper and deeper into marriage, you realize when you're financially capable, there's far more aspects that aren't financially of what's the word I'm looking for? I lost my train of thought, but I'm not wording myself correctly. There's more things that come outside of the scope of finances than we think. So I would tell myself to be more emotionally, to upskill myself emotionally. It's a crazy way to word it, but hey.
Yeah, but it makes sense.
Upskill myself emotionally, upskill myself mentally, and spiritually continuously. So see how I've changed it. Continuously be as aggressive. Yeah.
I feel like that's important, because obviously we spoke about it quite a few times now, that like for men, they're told to sort of stack up, get your money right and stuff like that. But then I think the shock of marriage is the emotional aspect. We're told
that because before you even get into marriage, you have to pay this ticket, which for most of us costs 30 to 50k.
Damn.
So,
who's for most of us? 15k wedding gang out here. Even though I know we wanted it to be less, but yeah, obviously there's just reason why men are told that. But I'm sure it would be more beneficial for the man if it was balanced and holistic and added the emotional aspects.
Yeah, of course, our churches have a better duty to carry out there, in my personal opinion, in making the man more well-rounded.
And even just the home, your parents.
Yeah.
Because not everyone is a Christian.
Yeah. Exactly, your home. But yeah, I say church, obviously I'm talking about it from a church perspective, Christian perspective. But yeah, making the man more well-rounded, more holistic than he currently is. Yeah, it can make you a bit of a what's the word? Oof, what word would I use? It can make you very narrow-minded. That's what I would say, because you can think that money is going to solve all problems.
Yeah.
But as a matter of fact, yes, money is good, but money doesn't solve everything. And so, yeah.
Well, babe, this was a nice conversation.
Yeah, it was, man. It was a great one.
We always have these conversations.
Yeah, we do.
We're not starting a podcast or anything like that together.
No.
Anyway, he is my husband. He is my best friend. And so we have these conversations all the time. So don't be surprised if you see him here.
Yeah.
All right, babe. Well, happy Father's Day.
Thank you so much. I appreciate it, man.
So proud of you.
Thank you so much.
You've done so well.
Thank you so much.
We love you.
Likewise. Love you so much.
And we are out.